why do black people need to concern themselves related to any research or statistics that the Western world seems to pull on the census and the basis of a small percentage of represented black people, while neglecting the fact that black is a very broad term. It is not just a label that is integral to Americans, but there are Caribbeans who, multiple countries in the Caribbean, within the proximity of America, and members of South America who inherit the black culture and black identity along with the diversity. It's shocking how these doctors, these news reporters, these so-called professionals are claiming to bring a level of understanding or analysis of black people, despite the fact that they do not even know anything about black people besides what they see on TV and what they have portrayed as far as their media is concerned. You go to any of these statistic programs saying that black teenagers are more likely to fall into lives of crime, or black families are more likely to experience poverty or health related situations that make them unsuitable to be there is always something being made up. But one thing you will find with the people who report this data is they never take the time to actually dive into the black community besides their pre-made assumption based off of raw self insecure data amongst the black community, which refuses to provide an explanation as to why these problems persist. And furthermore, there is a lack of concentration as to why these problems are even a problem for America, who have already made it clear that they do not concern themselves with the idea of a black man, but will still look for any opportunity to market off of black people by any means possible. That is the only reason white America would ever involve you in their cause. Never once throughout history, I think, have you ever seen a black owned company rising amongst the top mass or the top percentile of American current westernized companies, to the degree that these companies are able to amass the wealth that they have blocked the black community from receiving, certainly without giving them the label of startup or the label of perhaps a middle ground business or anything that proves that they are above and that they are below. And it is these same people who we as black people permit to speak on the black community. It should be very much a crime for any white person in America to even mention a black person after what they have been putting black people through for years. It should never even be considered as part of their agenda, for as long as we don't see black people in their schools who are able to report that they are able to receive adequate education without some racial encounters and some hostility, as I always like to report, occurring within those areas. There is therefore no need to publicize the situation related to the black economy, you never hear of the American economy being, or the white economies being publicized for their faults, or any research or statistics proving their contribution to black-related crises, whether that be poverty or health-related. But they do what they do best, which is they brainwash the masses away from what they're truly doing to the black community, and they instill a sense of justice to their claim at the top, which is to report on everything bad going on within black people, while reporting to everything good that's going on with them. And if they're not reporting anything that's good, then rest assured that they're playing the role of victim. Victim of the president receiving a few health concerns or attempts. Whereas we know that president is entitled to top class treatments. The most professional, licensed and trained institutional doctors, private doctors, and even access to the best security, along with the best chefs and the best resources, while black people are not even able to afford a sense of contribution towards receiving insurance or receiving the appropriate health measures, to the point where black people are led astray and black people are isolated and are forced to resort to what they have been trained as, or what they feel related to their own intuition to be medical related procedures, whether that be through recreational usage of certain licensed substances, or should I say self-made procedures, which the black people resort to simply because the white doctors refuse to teach these black people anything. We know they refuse because their biological teachings are white. They are taught white biology. They are unfamiliar with black biology. I'll say this again. Treating a black person like you treat a white person is like treating a polar bear how you would treat a grizzly bear. You cannot give those two the same procedures because there will be the result will not be the same. But white America only knows white, and the only time they report on black is to report on any of the problems, the same problems that they are responsible for creating. And I don't know how many times it is important to recognize the importance of acknowledging how this situation brings black people to further degrading potential than anybody ever has on planet Earth and anybody ever will, simply because we permit it, and simply because there is no room, and there is no guidance, and there is no established purpose, and there is no general direction, and no meaning. And as long as you find those to be evidence, you will constantly be reminded of yourself how you are an individual and you have a group, a mass of people who you can relate to. And the sad reality is these people have been overshadowed to have another representative speak on behalf of them, and have not been given anything useful to report of on their own, despite all of the good things that black people can and have and will do. And I am assured that a comeback is possible from teaching just basic levels of knowledge of black culture, beyond the programming which the media gives us. I think that alone is enough of a stand to take, and that is exactly how the situation can be.